This morning, being a Tech Tuesday, we do have in studio a gentleman who will be introducing himself in just a bit for us to get to know him. And you can get in touch with us on number 0700 075555 or 0738 075555. If you want to drop us a chat on WhatsApp, the number is 0700075555. And we will be glad to know where you are joining in from. And if you have any techie question, this is the day to shoot your techie question, because we have somebody in studio who is well able and who is well capable of answering all your tech questions this morning. Wonderful. So right now, I want to switch over and to switch gears as we get to engage with our guest this morning. Karibu san.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. How are you managing the weather?
We are trying to bring a lot of hot tea and water. We survive through it.
Great. I think July is coming early this year.
Very early. And people are feeling it right now, especially those who are going to work early in the morning. And the kids, I think those school-going kids are really suffering through the weather.
I feel for them.
Yeah.
Well, this morning, before we go to find our conversation, we want to know you and to know your name and what you do, and just a bit about yourself for somebody who's watching this morning who desires to know more about you as we get into our techie conversation this morning. I can't wait for it already.
Yeah. Well, good morning to everyone. I am Livingstone Mumelo. I am in, first of all, let me start by mentioning that I am saved. I'm a Christian. Jesus is my Lord. And I am in data analytics. I've been working in this industry for right now just over 3 years. But then I do understand a lot in tech. I have a background in computer science. I've worked on software development industry. Then I switched to data analytics, where I've been working up to now. It's my field of interest. Yeah, and I look forward to sharing more and getting to help someone out there who wants to learn more about the tech industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This morning, you need to brace yourself and just get your tech mind in place, because we want to get as much as we can from this conversation this morning, chilly as it can be, and but all the same, we are thankful to be here today. One of the names that people normally know you with is Generali.
Yeah.
Tell us about, tell us about the name and the source and where it came from.
Well, Generali comes from way back. It's a name that I got introduced to back in my primary school.
Okay.
And it started first from home. My father wanted me to be in the military. So he wanted me to be a major general at some point in military. So then, since I was in school with my sisters, my brothers, they brought that name in my primary school. My fellow pupils took it up. Then I got used to it. It went all the way to high school, and after high school, campus, all the way up to now. Yeah, so initially I was to be in military. Yeah, but along the way, my interests changed to computer and tech stuff.
You'll tell us more about that, but this morning we have a general in studio.
Yes.
You may not be a military general, but you're a general in your field.
Yeah, I'm a general in my field. That's what I keep telling people.
Yes, we are hanging out with Generali himself, yes. General Livingstone Mumelo.
Yeah.
So you just spoke about growing up and that your dad wanted you to get into military.
Yeah.
So is it something you also hoped to get into? And how did you end up being, a data analyst? What do you call it?
Data analytics.
A data analytics.
Yeah.
How did you get there? Because you, from your childhood, there was another interest.
Yeah.
Where did it exactly change into something that is more into computer science and data analytics?
Well, so first of all, military, when I was growing up, I liked how the military people looked like.
Okay.
and I just like the whole concept of giving security to people. And being that I come from Bungoma County, there was a bit of conflicts in Mount Elgon.
Oh, okay.
And we used to see a lot of military personnel heading that side. So I got interest in what they are doing and how just they were dressing up and all the military regalia, and it got me. Yeah, so my father also liked it, and so he kept encouraging me if at some point I can join the military. So we went through all that process, finished my primary school, but when I joined my high school, I think my father now let me to make my own choice.
Okay.
Yeah, so in high school, first my primary school is another whole story.
Okay.
But I finished my primary school. I joined a district school in Bungoma.
Okay.
So that district school was, it had computer classes.
In Bungoma.
But yeah, it was a bit of a school of bullies and people who smoke everything and all kinds of drugs.
You are monolized.
Yeah, at that point. So then my mother saw that kind of, I was a bit changing in my behavior, even though I was not doing drugs, but creating defense on how to survive in such kind of school.
Yes.
So at some point when I finished my form 1, my mother now requested me to change to another school which was more advanced, a provincial school.
Okay.
So the school I joined in Form 1 was head computer classes, and I was really performing well in computer. So I got a lot of interest at that point on working in tech world. But when I switched now to another school, it didn't have computer classes.
Okay.
So I had to work with the classes which were there. So when I finished now high school in this other school, I was automatically not changing to any field. I just wanted to stay in computer kind of world. And so when I finished that period, we stayed at home for 1 year before we joined university.
Okay.
So that 1 year I spent all the time in community library. So thanks to the Kenya National Library.
Okay, in Bungoma.
So, yeah, in Bungoma, yeah. So I spent the whole year reading about computers. In the library, every day I could go to the library to just read about computers. So that's when now, when it comes to opportunity to now apply for university courses, I automatically chose computer science.
It is something that developed as a passion.
It came as a passion, especially when I joined Form 1 in that school.
Yes.
And doing computer practicals and developing different things. At that school, it got my interest, and also the teacher was really good.
Okay.
Because he was advising us and telling us the benefits of working in a world of computers.
Okay.
So it automatically came up, and I knew I'm capable to do this. He told me you can, as long as you do science courses, you'll be able to pursue this industry.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I find myself into this.
Now, there's a young person joining in this morning, and they are wondering if I'd like to take a similar path. What should be my focus subjects? What should I look at?
Well, so mostly if you want to pursue computer science, if you look at the selection process for someone interested in that industry, most of them, they have to do sciences.
Okay.
So you have to do physics, you have to do chemistry, biology. At times you might do two sciences and still be able to pursue one. But for computer science, you might find they need a good performance in mathematics, in physics, and chemistry or biology.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when you can find yourself there. But then we can't eliminate the fact that people can still teach themselves.
Especially because there are people who finish their academic journey.
Yeah.
You know, for example, you know, like if you can say that your academic journey goes up to university, and And then you get to a place and realize, I studied medicine,
Yeah.
but I am passionate about
Yeah.
computers.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people who did medicine 7 years,
Yeah.
but they never practiced.
Yeah.
People I know of.
Yeah.
They went and they did well. I know
Exactly,
people who
exactly.
with
Yeah.
honors, they passed very well.
Yeah.
But they didn't practice because they were not passionate about it.
Yes.
They did because in their family they felt, we want a doctor.
Yes.
And you are good in biology.
Yeah.
So go forth and become the doctor in the family. But they never did it for themselves. So they end up doing business. They end up getting into other things, different things from what they actually went to school to study.
Yeah.
So there could be someone joining in this morning, and maybe they are doing something else, but their heart and their passion is in computer science. And we'll talk a little bit about what that entails.
Yeah.
Is it too late for that person?
It's never too late.
Uh-huh.
It's never too late, especially if you want to join the world of tech. So I can just maybe talk about something about parents
Okay.
forcing someone to join or do certain course.
Yes.
So I just want to say, first of all, that first I want to appreciate my parents that they didn't force me into different course. And since I had interest in it, then also I had a few uncles of mine working in technology world. So the only thing I needed was to consult them, and they encouraged me to join the world of tech. But again, it's never too late if you did a different course and you are interested to pursue any course. You know, technology is not all about computer science. There is information technology, there's information communication technology. So you can always come in anytime. Just to mention that even right now, I'm mentoring 2 nurses who are interested in data analytics.
Oh, okay.
So they did nursing, but then by the end of it, they didn't want to practice. So right now I'm taking them through, mentoring them through the process, and I'm very sure they're becoming better and they'll still get opportunities. So technology, you can always join in anytime.
Okay.
And it still can be very lucrative to anyone who joins in at any point. The good thing is you can still apply your background knowledge using technology and come up with solutions that can really transform things across the world.
For instance, the nurses.
Yeah, talking about a nurse. A nurse, say they have joined the world like data analytics. They can be able to analyze patient information and be able to identify what the patients are going through, or even predict where this patient might get to in terms of condition. So such kind of things are some things that we have done before, like taking patient information, analyze, be able to predict if that patient will be able to die or be alive at a certain point.
It's a prophetic profession.
Yeah, so that is taking an example of a nurse, that they can apply same nursing and apply technology at the same point.
All right.
Or even still in software development nowadays, there's telemedicine. If someone has done nursing and still can develop a software, then they can still be able to come up with platforms that can be able to help different patients anywhere across the world.
So there are people who are actually driven into data analytics because of the need and the gap they see in other professions.
Yes.
So you are maybe a nurse, a medic person, and then you realize there are gaps in between. And in fact, the best suited person to develop a solution is someone with understanding of both worlds.
Understanding of both worlds. So you see, like for me, if I want to develop something for, say, a hospital, say I want to develop a system for the hospital, I have to go there and talk to doctors, talk to nurses, talk to clinic officers, to understand their world before now I come up with a solution.
That takes time.
I can't just see a problem, then I just come up with something. But if for them they are there, they know what always works there, they can easily come up with any solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, General Livingstone, let me call you that this morning. Tell us, there are different areas and concentrations in information technology. And because I've heard of people actually giving advice, and sometimes I've had to step in
Yeah.
and correct a few of the myths that people believe and think about IT.
Yeah.
Because people say it's crowded, it's flooded, you can't get a job. Maybe
Yeah.
can demystify that a little bit this morning, and maybe just mention a few concentrations,
Yeah.
and then you tell us what makes data analytics outstanding, or rather
Yeah.
different. I mean,
Yeah.
every one of these professions and concentrations is important,
Yeah.
but what makes what you do different from the rest and distinguishes what you do from the other concentrations?
Yeah. So you see, so first of all, let me just mention something, because I know there's other people who have done technology out there and they're still
Yes.
looking for job opportunities.
Okay.
And technology is diverse. So if you do something like computer science, you can be a software developer, you can be an Android developer, you can be a data analytics personnel, you can be in graphics, you can be in computer vision, machine learning. It's a lot of opportunities there.
Okay.
But again, even this is what I've been telling new students who want to join university, those ones who finished just last year and they want to join university.
Yes.
And they're interested in technology. I usually tell them, technology you can join. You can do the course, but again, it's not about theory. Technology is about practicals.
Practical.
Being able to do something. So you can do computer science, you can come out here, but again, are you able to do something? That's how you survive now in the whole industry.
Okay.
Because you have to, even if when you do sometimes the interviews, you might find that most companies will require you to do practicals before you do oral interview.
Yes.
And when you fail at practical stage, then that's, you are done. So it is more of being on top of the game, keep learning, you keep practicing things, you keep coming up with solutions. Especially when you develop more solutions, that's when you market yourself more.
Okay.
So it's more of you being on top of the game, learn about the new technologies that have been developed, because you can become redundant really fast.
You can.
Today you might be knowing this language, you might be knowing this kind of technology. Next year there's a new technology, and it's coming up very fast. So if you stick to this one, you might lose an opportunity for someone who knows what is going around the world. So you have to stay active, be a practical person, come up with solutions, and that's when now you get to be known and to market yourself across.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that people need to actually appreciate that there are many opportunities. If they can get into the field, they can figure out exactly where they will fall. We'll come back especially to talking about how you remain relevant.
Yeah.
Because I think if there is one trend that is changing overnight, it is in technology.
It's in technology, yeah.
So what you learn in school is not enough.
No.
You have to keep yourself updated.
Yeah.
Every day you're sitting on your phone and going through applications, and there is an update on softwares and applications on your phone, like almost every day.
Yeah.
So I think there are people who just get comfortable and they just have their papers and they're just comfortable. Are there people that you know that actually got a job in the field and they were self-taught and they could be able to do something to deliver results, much as maybe they didn't have very convincing papers in their background?
Yeah. I know someone right now who did education. He did education, mathematics, and some other subject there, but then he chose to dive into technology, and he focused on software engineering. So that's developing softwares and all kind of stuff. Right now, he's working with Microsoft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he pursued a very different course at the university level. So it's more of, to stay relevant, it's more of knowing what is going on and applying it. Because joining a company like Microsoft, you really have to be on top of your game.
You have to be on top
You
of
have
your
to
game.
showcase that you are capable of doing different kind of things. Yeah, so I know such. I know another person who is working with a different organization there in town, and for him, he did an agricultural course, agricultural economics.
Okay.
But then he joined the world of Android development. Yeah, and he's currently developing apps in that farm, and I think they're okay with whatever he's doing. He's been there for like 2 years now.
It's about delivering results.
It's about delivering results. So that's what IT is about. You deliver solutions. You don't just give stories and tell them, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. Show that you can do it.
Now, when we want to take a break right now, but when you return, I want to hear from, even as you share with us, how to keep a balance between your character and your profession. Because I've also seen people who are really good at what they do,
Yeah.
but they blow it because of their character.
Yeah.
I mean, they get good positions, great placements because of their skill, but they blow it because of their character. And as we come back, another key question I want you to address is how do you remain relevant? Because things are changing overnight.
Yeah, very fast.
Really, really fast. Well, we take a break right now. We'll be back in just a short while as we continue with our conversation this morning with General Livingstone Mumelo. If you're joining in this morning, it's Tech Tuesday. We get to engage and to know what's happening in the world of technology. I hope you're keeping warm this morning. And we'll be back in just a short while to continue the conversation this morning with General Livingstone in studio. Good morning. You're watching Zoe Breakfast on Zoe Television. A great, great morning it is. It could be chilly, it could be cold, but I hope you have your hot cup of tea, your hot cup of coffee, hot cup of chocolate, maybe hot cup of uji, or maybe just hot water, wherever you are joining in from this morning. We want to really build up on the conversation we have already started in studio. We are hanging out this morning with Generally Livingstone, and he's taking us through into the world of technology. He's bringing us into his very space this morning, and it's already a great, great day and a great conversation. And a word to parents: seek to understand what your child really is passionate about, and like General Livingstone is telling us this morning, that you can get to support them and to direct them in the direction of their passion, because they are set to excel more if they do what they are passionate about. Well, Generally Livingstone, hii kitu nafanya, there are people who bail out, wanasema ni ngumu. Ni ngumu sana. Is it that difficult? Is it that hard as people believe?
Well, I can't lie. It's not that easy.
Yes.
Because as I mentioned, technology is more of the sciences and mathematics. So you'll find yourself, you need to understand mathematics. You need to understand physics very well. And sometimes it depends on what you're doing. So if you look at data analytics, we apply statistics, we apply a bit of mathematics. So you have to know all those concepts,
yes,
so that you make or be relevant. So it's not that easy, I can say. And I tell people that fact. If you join in, you know that you need to put in some work.
You've got to work hard.
You have to work hard. But and then, if you get it, everything will be smooth.
I don't know why people run away from mathematics, because from high school, perhaps you think you won't come across mathematics.
Yeah.
But I went on, my background is IT, I met mathematics there.
Yeah.
Then I went on later on, I got into theology. Do you know what? We had a unit on mathematics.
Yes, mathematics is everywhere.
So
you can't run away from it.
If you have been running away from mathematics and imagining it will never catch up with you, this mathematics is everywhere. So you better just love it anyway.
And I tell people they apply mathematics in their lives every day. It's only that you don't think about life mathematically. But every decision you make, every coin you spend, every journey you calculate, it's all about mathematics.
It's mathematics. So watu wapende hesabu.
Watu tu wapende hesabu.
Anze mapema.
They need to like it. Even if simple mathematics, basics,
yes,
calculus, linear algebra, all that is okay.
Those are basic mathematics as per General Livingstone Mumelo this morning.
Basics, yeah.
Awesome. So now tell me this morning, because I see a gap in our country. because what you do, like you said earlier on, in analytics, you're able to make predictions.
Yeah.
You're able to come up with systems that can kind of like give a prediction, and this will advise companies and institutions on how to position themselves
Yeah.
as far as what is coming in the years we're going into.
Yeah.
And perhaps just to also ask, where do we have a gap? Because I see us taking a lot of solutions that are developed for other countries and other communities. Do we really have the capacity, and can we as a country be able to bring forth these solutions? Do we have the skills and the people who can do these things in our country? And if we do, where is the gap?
Yeah. So first of all, we have a lot of problems that require solutions.
Okay.
Especially tech solutions. And in Kenya, we still have a lot of people who either have a background in technology or they are self-taught. So the thing is, they need to just identify the problem and come up with a solution.
Okay.
So there are gaps in software development. If you look at the entire Kenyan market, you find that there are problems that require software solutions.
Yes.
A lot of them. Just giving an example, like we see a lot of CCTV footages of robberies happening here and there, and all kind of CCTV footages. My thoughts, where I see like an opportunity for like software development, just an example. Most of those CCTVs, you might find that they are not manned at the background.
Okay.
You find that there's a building, it has CCTV camera, but no one is watching that CCTV.
Yeah.
So people will come, if they are thieves, they will steal things and go. And at the end of the day, you'll just come up and say, we have a CCTV footage.
Yeah.
Now
Only
it will be a
documented the
hassle.
robbery.
Yeah, you have just documented.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, what about someone coming up with a system that automates the process of manning the CCTV?
Okay.
So if there are activities combining with data analytics and machine, there's a field in tech called machine learning, artificial intelligence. So a machine can be trained using the camera to be able to identify if this is a kind of robbery or violence. And it can automatically trigger an alarm where people now can come in and intervene. Yeah. So an example, like back in my university, my project in my 4th year, most of my fellow students did symbol systems.
Okay.
For me, I looked at the problem at the university. It was just some years after the Garissa University attack.
Okay.
So now there was security after the university. At the gate, you had to show your student ID before you get in. And sometimes you might find long queues of students coming in.
Okay.
They have to show the ID as they are students and all that. So for me, I saw that problem. I developed a facial recognition system using cameras.
Okay.
So that system was just to train it to capture images of students.
Okay.
Then when a student is coming in at the gate, they don't need to show an ID. The camera will automatically pick that you are a student.
Detect,
in this university. You enter. If you have criminal offenses within the university, it will be able to trigger that. If you are a guest, it will be able to flag you as a new person in this university or at the gate.
Okay.
So there are a lot of gaps in software development, a lot of gaps in web design. You see there are a lot of businesses out there who don't even have websites. And with the current world, web presence is very important. So someone like in web design, you can approach a business, tell them, I can develop a website for you. I was actually reading a story of someone in UK who did the same. Approach a business, tell them I can create a website for you and you can sell your products online and all that kind of things. There are websites which have been developed, but they are not on professional standards.
Yes.
You can be able to upgrade that. There are other organizations or businesses which need mobile applications. No one is doing that. Data analytics is there. So there's a lot of gaps that technology can solve just within Kenya.
They need solutions.
Yeah, and we haven't spoken about Africa. So this is just
That's
Kenya.
just Kenya.
Yeah.
You know, the other day I had a conversation with somebody. They bought a car. They imported a car, but now they can't quite enjoy the music system.
Yeah.
Because it's a powerful system. When it works really well. But they are limited because it is in Japanese.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, don't we have technologies that can be able to just, that are accessible enough, that can be able to probably translate that language that is installed? You know, I think there could be a space right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a lot of that's an opportunity for someone to come in.
All right.
And you've just spoken about the same, you know, Reza.
Yes.
Reza spoke the same idea to me. Is it a year or 2 years
The
back?
same one?
Yeah.
About...
And I told him to pursue it.
I hope he's pursuing it.
He needs to update us if he is so far come up with something. But that's an opportunity.
I believe it is an opportunity.
Yeah. You see, that one won't even require, I think, just understanding a few mechanical problems in the car, then you come up with the solution. And nowadays, these car manufacturing companies, they offer a manual on how the car looks like mechanically. So if you just read through all that, then you can be able to come up with a software solution to translate such kind of language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you're watching this, you recognize that we have in studio as an analytics person. So he's a specialist, he's a professional. So the things he's saying are actually very valid things that you can be able to pursue, because in his field, they talk about predictions, what is coming, what is about to happen. How do you position yourself for the market? How do you position yourself for your industry? And these are projections they make every single day. And I would say that, you know, it's a good time for you to take pen and paper and note and just listen on things that are going on, and the things that he's talking about. They can be able to point you in a direction that can keep you relevant in the years that are coming. And this morning, General, as we talk about relevance, in 2014, Nokia was taken over by Microsoft. Yeah. And during the takeover ceremony, the CEO of Nokia said, we did nothing wrong. But they still went down as a company.
Yeah.
He recognized what they didn't do is to keep growing, to keep innovating. Yeah. They got to a place they were comfortable.
Yeah.
As an analytics person, what do you do to remain relevant? And what would you say to somebody else in the same field or even in other fields that they need to do to remain relevant, especially in matters technology?
Yeah. So to stay relevant, as you just put it, you have to be very innovative in technology world and understand the trends.
Okay.
Most important thing is understanding the trends.
The trends.
Then try as much as possible to be somewhere close to where the trends are heading to, or where the market is heading to.
Yes.
So I can say, like, right now, or say 5 years ago, in analytics world, there's a language called R. That language is used for different analytical or statistical work.
Okay.
That was the top language in that industry.
Yes.
Anyone or anywhere you could go, they will ask, do you know R? Are you able to do this in R? So, but then at some point, Python came in. So Python now is another language that can still do analytics, though you can still do a lot of things with it.
Okay.
So right now you find that even most companies, when they are hiring, they will ask if you know R and Python.
Okay.
Others will just ask for Python. So if you are in this industry and you don't know about, say, Python, what it can do, you might find that you might miss an opportunity, or where you're working, they might hire someone who knows that language. And you might find that that person, since Python now is diverse, it can do a lot of things, you might find that he can do more and even replace what you are doing. Since still Python will do your work, it can still be used to do other things. So that person will look like he has more skills and he can be able to be more productive at work. So to stay relevant here, you have to be innovative. That is applies to a person and companies.
Okay.
So for yourself, you have to be learning each time. That's something also I remind people. Technology, you don't say, I know this, I am done. You keep learning things tomorrow, next week, next month, and you might find there is even new solutions that can solve your problems faster than what you are doing. So you just have to innovate yourself each time and try to learn new things and apply them in where you are working or doing your solutions. So that's what keeps you now where you are. But then you have to develop a lot of personal projects.
Okay, you have to work.
Yeah, you have to. Now there is in IT we are a bit privileged. There's an online repository where when you do your projects, you can store it there.
Okay.
Then you can make it public. Recruiters can see it. Companies can be able to see what you have been doing. Then they will know that you are really active, you are really productive, and you will get a lot of opportunities, whether you are working or doing consultants kind of things or personal gigs.
That becomes like an online catalog for
So
your
yeah,
work.
it's like a portfolio for you. It's like just a photographer creating a website and having the photos there.
Okay.
So now there you'll have your own projects. And even you find
anyone can access it anywhere.
Anyone can access it. You can make it public. You can still share with individuals in case you don't want everyone to see.
Okay.
You can make it private and just share with someone who is supposed to have access to.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's something that I want us to talk about just briefly, because I've seen people making it in their career. They get good jobs, but they can't keep the jobs. They get great opportunities, but they cannot stay there because of their character.
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about that, because I see it as a not because of analytics, but out of observation, I do see that as a growing concern, where people have the education, they have the skills, but they are not getting recruited because of their character.
Yeah.
The other day, I was consulted for something, a decision that was being made somewhere, and about these people who are getting someone for a particular position.
Yeah.
And they told us, what do you think? And I said, maybe check them out and see this person. How are they on their social media?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see, they went to the social media, and what they saw there, they just said, we can't have this person as part of what we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's a concern, but maybe you can talk a little bit about, because especially the young people who think, like, how they live their lives doesn't matter, as long as they can be able to deliver results. Yeah. What do you say about that?
Well, character and discipline is very important to a person, I think to everyone.
All right.
And I think with the advancements in technology, people have freedom. You might find that people have freedom to share anything online. No one will tell you this is wrong, this is right. You might even find that there are people who even share things that are, say, dirty things. But those who follow them, they might not even be able to intervene and tell them this is wrong. You might find even people celebrate you. But now, companies out there with growth in technology, the hiring process, you might find that people qualify. They hire, do interviews, they see you qualify. But you might find that you qualify 2 or 3 of you.
Okay.
So they have to find a way of reducing that number. If they want one person, they have to find a way of just having one person. And I remember, because I've also encountered that at some point. I did an interview with another company in Gigiri, an international one. They had a hard time to choose, to select someone. So it were 3 of us, and they really struggled to pick 2. They wanted two people. So what they did is now try to access social media pages for, as you just mentioned, for all of us. So Character it's a core thing to stay even relevant on any marketplace,
Okay.
whether you are doing business or you are being employed somewhere. And I think all young people should know that you have to build a good reputation. I always tell people that guard your reputation as your life depends on it.
Yes.
Try as much as possible to, even if you have freedom or to use social media, try to share things which will not jeopardize your reputation or just display the side of you that can cause you to lose an opportunity. But then generally it's not even just about social media, just how you carry yourself out here. It's very important that you guard yourself and make sure that you have the right disciplines to get to get to where you are supposed to get to. So whether you are doing business, whether you are a young person joining a given industry, it doesn't have to be tech. But right now I think reputation is a core thing to any kind of industry that you want to join to. And you find that right now we still have older people holding managerial positions in given companies. So they will expect a young person to hold high standards of discipline, so that to be hired. You see, even right now with this growth, you can go to an interview and you might find that another young person might think, I don't have to wear a tie or dress officially. Things have changed. But you never know. You might find that the management is part of our older parents who are holding them. They know that you have to present yourself really well.
Yes.
So you miss out on such an opportunity. And that will be it for you. So you have now to try again and get there.
Yeah.
So for me, what I've learned in the process is just maintain a good standard of discipline, respect people, it doesn't matter what age it is, and continue pursuing what you need to pursue.
Yes.
As long as you have just kept the right character for yourself, things will just work out for you.
Now, maybe I see our time is really gone, but it's been a wonderful, wonderful session. Tell me, General Livingstone, who inspires you? Or what inspires you?
First of all, most inspiration is it's within me.
Okay.
I try myself as much as possible to get inspiration within.
Okay.
Because that's now what gives me more encouragement to pursue things. And then, of course, my parents, they are there. They keep telling us, go, 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 until you get through where you are supposed to go. But in the whole industry, I'm very much inspired by Elon Musk. So I like what he does.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is more of an actionable person. So when he sees a problem, he goes for it. So that's what keeps me encouraged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you see? What do you see as are there jobs that people have today that you think in time they'll be redundant? They'll be completely replaced by technology so that somebody can start knowing what they need to do? Because I think some of the jobs you have today, they can be very easily replaced by technology trends. Maybe what do you see coming?
Yeah, it's the fact that some people will lose their jobs at some point, and it's already happening.
Okay.
You find that now in the whole tech industry, there's an industry called robotics. Robotics is the one which is now replacing a lot of people. Previously, in manufacturing firms, people are the ones doing the work. Nowadays, the robots are the ones doing the work. So you find that people who are working there, they're already not there anymore. Recently, there is robots which have been developed to prepare coffee. You go to a coffee shop, so like right now you walk into a Java, a robot will serve you with coffee. So you find that waiters, might be replaced at
Yes.
some point,
Yes.
the baristas and all those kind of jobs. And I think it's a lot of industry. Even for us in tech, sometimes we get too worried because there's also some technologies that can do some things which we are doing.
Okay.
So people have to be prepared. For me, I tell everyone that at least know something about technology, know
Yes.
something about computers.
Yes.
So that when they introduce a technology
Yes.
to replace your position, most technologies you might find that they might need someone to monitor, do
service.
maintenance, and all that.
Indeed,
So if
yeah.
you know something like that, then you'll be able to be there and support in all those kind of things.
Job security on another level altogether.
It's on a level, so people have to innovate.
So if somebody is working and you're comfortable as a mixologist, you need to be careful because soon, unajua a robot haichoki.
No, it can't. It can work 24 hours.
When you sit down in a board to make this decision, I mean, you're thinking a robot will get tired.
Yeah.
We are minimizing the chances of error
Yeah.
because this thing is programmed to, I mean, to the very minute detail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And therefore, if somebody is not careful, I mean, you know, even nowadays, banks are really, they kind of like are encouraging people to do more of automated services.
Yeah, yeah. And you see, even owners or founders of such businesses, you see people sometimes they say, oh, the founder or the CEO might be sympathetic about us and help and assist us keep the job. Can't happen because you see most companies, they want to reduce costs and they want to make things to the highest quality.
Yes.
So if a robot is able to do this in a less time and in high quality, then they don't need you.
So you want to ensure that you're positioned at a place where you are relevant.
Yeah.
That even if the trends go there, you can still be relevant to do installation.
Yeah.
You can be relevant to do maintenance and servicing. You cannot just be comfortable.
Yeah, you can't just be comfortable. So you have to at least know something and support. So you see, you have seen even the borders at some point when Uber came in, Safe Border came in.
Oh, yeah.
They were protesting about that, but
Yes.
you can't do anything about technology. If it's disrupting, it is disrupting.
And that is what it does.
Yeah,
The traditional taxi people,
yeah. So you see right now,
very
even-
annoyed.
Yeah, you see most of borders right now, they're excited to join the apps.
Yes.
Because now if you don't,
You're
you
phased
won't-
out. You become irrelevant.
Yeah, you'll be very relevant.
And you become a philosopher.
You start sharing stories on the people. So it's
Yeah.
good that people should know that they should learn about technology. Myself, even if I'm in technology, I try to learn other things just to stay relevant in the whole industry. So it's good that any job can be replaced, so it's good that people try to understand a little bit about the whole technology thing.
There's a quote I came across one time that even if you're on the right lane, you cannot afford to lose your momentum because you'll be
can't.
run over.
Yeah, you can't.
You cannot say, niko kwa lane yangu, and you saying that I'm just in my lane. I
Yeah.
went to school, I got my papers, I graduated, I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
If you don't keep going, you'll be run
That will
over.
be it. It's like right now when people use smartphones, you might find that I don't need people will tell you I don't need to know about a lot of things, installation of apps and all that kind of things. As long as I receive my call, I can send text messages on WhatsApp and all that kind of things. But at some point, where myself I do predict, smartphones will be given to people for free,
Okay.
and will have applications or you need to install some applications to access some services. You will need to know those kind of things. So if you don't know, then you'll just struggle accessing some services at some point. You have seen even our government right now is trying as much as possible to put everything online. So you should try to know a little bit on such kind of technologies. Yeah.
The people just resist
Yeah.
technology
Yeah.
and trends and innovation.
Yeah, no, it at some point it will affect them because technology is there and it's really disrupting everywhere. People don't need to even struggle to find that information. Just go online and read about what technology is doing. Amazing stuff, and it's changing a lot of things. Yeah, so I think it's people just trying to adapt and innovate in that area.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, General Livingston Mwambelo, we're just about to come to the close of our session. I can't imagine how time flies.
Yeah.
But kuna mtu anakuangalia anasema huyu mtu hajai kula shida. People just look at where you are today and they imagine you just woke up this morning, and you've never gone through challenges. What do you say to such kind of a person, and how would you encourage a person, a young person, an older person out there who is at the verge of giving up? Because like we were discussing earlier on, there are many Kenyans who give up too early in the process. Others arrive and they settle too soon. In fact, others settle before they even arrive. That's why we have had an issue, I think, of some of the people who are vying for political seats, and they got into university, but the moment they got some opportunities to make money, they forgot about clearing the university. And I think that it's gotten them into some trouble.
Right now.
People settle before they arrive. Only later on to realize, I settled too early. I didn't even finish some things that were fundamental when I began. Maybe you can have a message for all these kinds of people as you're parting short. And you can just speak to them and let them know it's not easy, but you've got to do what you got to do. Just take a moment, that's your camera, and speaking to someone who's watching this morning, and just inspire somebody to be the best version of themselves that they can ever become.
Yes, okay. Hello there. So first of all, challenges are there in all industries. Many a times I've been told that I might have grown in a rich family, the way I stay my life and all kind of things. But myself, I've come from a very humble background, and God has been faithful, and we have worked through the process. I've gone through challenges. I've tarmacked myself at some point, looking for jobs and opportunities out there. So the fact is, challenges are always there, and everyone will have to go through it at some point. But the most important thing is focus, staying focused on your line and on your goal, where you are heading to, and you see things will just open up as long as you stay resilient and you stay aggressive in your whole journey. So to the young people out there, I just want to encourage you that there's a lot of opportunities out here. It might not be in your industry. It might not be, maybe you are in technology and you're not fascinated about it. But there's still a lot of opportunities for you in other areas. Looking at the problems which as a country we face, as a continent and the world at large, there is a lot of solutions that will need your input. So you just have to be on top of your game, put in the work, read, prepare yourself, network. Most important thing is to network, and with that network you'll be able to meet the right people who will guide you in the right direction and even contribute to your goal. Then to the parents, I just want to encourage that the most important thing is, if you have children and all, and even family members who are pursuing a certain industry, is just to encourage them. You might not encourage them financially, but just being there and telling them that to continue going and pressuring and focusing on their goal. It means a lot to anyone, to any child, and to any person in that kind of area. But also, lastly, God is always the center of everything. Myself, I usually say that where I've gotten to, it has not been on my own, even though I know I've read and done a lot of things. But God has been the one who has given us the ability to get there, and also the wisdom to make the right choices. Sometimes you might find yourself in a conflicting situation, but God will always offer the right direction. So just to encourage you that hold on to God and pray about everything. He will always guide you, and He will also help you to get to where you need to get to. Thank you.
There you have it, words of counsel this morning. And I love the emphasis on discipline and trusting God and just keeping the focus right. You mentioned earlier on you're actually mentoring two nurses.
Yeah.
They have a nursing background,
Yeah.
but you're mentoring them into analytics.
Yeah.
And this morning, maybe someone may want to reach out to you and perhaps find out how you can be able to mentor them as well. Is there a way they can reach you, maybe on your socials or any platform, maybe they can be able to contact you on?
Yes. Lucky enough, being in technology world, I'm in all platforms. You can find me on Instagram. My name is Generali. That is Generali, so for GENERRALLE. Then on Facebook, I go by Jen Livingstone Mumelo. If you just search Livingstone Mumelo, you'll find me there. Then I'm on Twitter also at _Mumelo. I am on LinkedIn. I communicate a lot on LinkedIn since I build a lot of network in that area. My name there is Livingstone Mumelo. And finally, you can find me through my email, livingmumelo@gmail.com.
All right. There you have it. You can get in touch with Generali Livingstone Mumelo. And this morning, we've had a wonderful time just interacting with him. He brought us into his world. I still feel like we haven't covered enough.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's so much more to cover.
It will take like half a day.
And we're going to be reaching out to you to invite you to come back in here again, because we need to inform, enlighten people about the opportunities that are there for someone to be able to pursue, and also some of the trends that are going on in the country, and even much more so about what you're also doing as a contribution to these solutions.
Yes.
And there is so much to discuss about this, and therefore we'll be having Generali Livingstone Mumelo back in studio as soon as we reach out to him to come back and talk to us more about what is going on in the world technology. But for now, we really want to appreciate you so much for keeping it Zoe Television and for being the audience that makes this to become the place where we can be able to interact together, to connect together on this platform. You want to stay tuned to Zoe TV because great programming and great music is on the way coming forth, even as the day continues to unfold, just for you. Remember to keep warm, to take care of yourself, and above all, may God bless you and protect you. See you again as you keep it right here, Zoe Television. Have a wonderful day.